Appointment of the second inaugural Prime Minister of Nigeria, head of Inaugural into the cabinet ministerial position of the executive branch of future administration in Nigeria's presidential system of government. The appointment of Prime Minister of Nigeria, head of Inaugural into the cabinet ministerial position, further bridging the gap in youthful inclusive participation in leadership and governance, enables our prospects of making Nigeria a superpower. In view of this is to carry out a national cleanup exercise of all areas within the 6 geopolitical zone, end street hawking and loitering, make hawkers the next point of light, support to end the challenges preventing good weather control, make the kingdom a football World Cup champion, support adequate protection of fellow ignorance, human rights in diaspora, encourage good national population census, stabilize good relations among the different tribes around the 6 geopolitical zones, and enable good relations between the federal and state governments, as well as the executive arm versus the legislative and judicial arm of government. Increase the value of 5 naira currency, and according to Project Naija, drive the movement to defeat the 9 rogue major spacely forces and preserve the kingdom's unity with faith, restore peace, and make progress. I do solemnly swear, affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the kingdom, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Green Book Constitution of the kingdom. So help me God. Based on Project Naija, introduces population of the Nigerians present Make Naija a Superpower, commissions the Regatta of the Institute of Discipline and Governance, aka Naija Kingdom, headed by the office of the second inaugural Prime Minister in the cabinet ministerial position. The second inaugural Prime Minister appointment into the cabinet ministerial position is to further bridge the lack of youthful inclusive leadership and governance in Nigeria, to reinstate the presidential position and make Nigeria a superpower. According to Project Naija, our motto is make Nigeria a superpower and Nigeria a world power. Mission statement: make Nigeria a superpower. As nation building requires patriotic and nationalistic drive, driven by vision, courage, discipline, competence, commitment, passion, and charisma. In a parliamentary system of government, a king, queen, or president most often occupy the position of head of state, and the prime minister, chancellor, or premier occupies the position of head of government. Examples are the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, India, and a couple of other countries, whereas in a presidential system, particularly countries with practicing democracy, the president, king, queen, or even premier occupies the position of both head of state and government. Examples such as Nigeria, United States, Uganda, Kenya, the Philippines, and many others. One may be wondering, why establish the office of Prime Minister in the presidential system of government? It is like asking why a president should appoint ministers to make up his or her cabinet. The second inaugural Prime Minister is neither head of state or government, but began as a title according to the author, curator, producer of Project 90. In the First Republic administration, Nigeria was a partisan parliamentary semi-presidential system of government, where the president is head of state and prime minister as head of government. But since 1979 Constitution to 1999 Constitution, up to date as amended, Nigeria had since been under a presidential system of government, rarely to elect, or rather, often by appointment as prime minister, chancellor, or perhaps premier, if necessary, placed in charge of some government functions in a parliamentary semi-presidential system or presidential system of government. Philologists, presidential historians, and even professors discovered why still functioning as a presidential system or presidential semi-presidential system, even based on the title of the office and not necessarily its function, such as the office of prime minister, chancellor, or premier, if necessary, can be said to be operational or rather functional under the said system. Example of a presidential, semi-presidential, or even presidential, semi-presidential unitary system of governments, mostly based in Africa, are countries such as Uganda, Rwanda, Mozambique, Equatorial Guinea, Zimbabwe, Chad, and many others. Thus have a president, vice president as head of state and government, along other members within the three arms of government, as well as an appointed prime minister in charge of some government commissions and agencies. The office of prime minister in the cabinet ministerial position in charge of an institute of leadership, discipline, and governance to foster patriotic fellow young and vibrant nation leaders and encourage youthful participation in the leadership and governance of Nigeria. Just as the girl child is the future of the world, youths, both male and female, are the future of the kingdom. The appointment of Prime Minister into the cabinet ministerial position is solely signatory to young fellow Nigerians, that is, young Nigerians. According to paragraph B of section 65 of the Nigerian Constitution, nonetheless, the Rogatek of Nigeria Institute of Discipline and Governance, aka Naija Kingdom, following the re-establishment of the office of Prime Minister based on appointment, considering that the kingdom operates a presidential system of government. Therefore, the conflict of interest between the proposed appointment of Prime Minister into the cabinet ministerial position versus President, Vice President, or even the Senate Speaker or Chief Justice of the Federation is -0. The office of Prime Minister of Nigeria in the cabinet ministerial position is rather subject to the President and Vice President and very much loyal to the National Assembly, the judiciary, and the people. The office of Prime Minister, head of Eurogaptech of Nigeria in the cabinet ministerial position is committed to achieving the following: to engage young fellow Nigerians passionate and committed to nation building, to conduct a successful national cleanup exercise around the 6 geopolitical zones, end seasonal hawking in the streets and on the roads, make hawkers the next point of light in the various communities, protect the right of fellow Nigerians, that is Nigerians in diaspora, make Nigerians, that is Nigeria, twice a World Cup champion, trust best, good and efficient accountability and management system driven by passion and integrity, support good and conducive atmosphere for small and medium enterprise to strive, drive the increase in the value of 5 naira currency, The foremost agenda in preserving the kingdom's unity, faith, peace, and progress, according to Project Naija, is to win the battle against the nine rogue India's beastly forces, such as Great Ballet, Negrosin, Trafalgarism, Nubocotrin, Rubocotron, Luctism, Sense S laws, Electron, Dr. Off, and Balletrism. Establish Eurocaptech of Inaugural branches in each major areas within the six geopolitical zone. Create NGD departments in each Nigerian embassies situated abroad. Run the management of NGEIDG through pioneering low cost of governance. The Office of Prime Minister, head of Eurocaptech of Inaugural, upon appointment as Cabinet Minister, is ready to supervise, partner, or work closely with the following government agencies such as Human Rights, Sports, Population Commission, Drug Law Enforcement, Orientation, Identity Management, Immigration Service, Orientation, Copyright, Custom, and in collaboration with a number of ministries like Youth and Sports, Foreign Affairs, Defense, Justice, and Education. The Office of Prime Minister, head of Eurocaptech of Inaugural. Composition of governing bodies begins with officer reporting to the President, which is the Prime Minister. Officer reporting to the Prime Minister is the Chancellor as head of the 39 chambers of the Institute. Turn Ministry on the appointment of the Prime Minister in the Cabinet Ministerial position. And a representative member not below the rank of Director from the following ministries, such as Education, Justice, Defense, Interior, Youth and Sports, and a couple of other directors from the following government agencies and commissions, such as Human Rights, Orientation, Football Federation, Intelligence, Character Commission, Financial Crimes Commission, Customer Protection Agency, Copyright, Prohibition for Trafficking, and other agencies. The residence of the Prime Minister is called the Greenhouse. The administrative functions of Eurocaptech of Inaugural is first the Office of Prime Minister, Chancellor, Prime Chief, the 39 Prime Ministers as head of the 39 departments, 2 special advisors to the Prime Minister, 2 councillors, General Secretary, 2 special assistants, and other staffs on board the ship of NGEIDG. The Office of Prime Minister, head of Eurocaptech of Inaugural, in the Cabinet Ministerial position, bridging the gap in youthful inclusive leadership and governance, automatically means job creation, fostered by the mandate to discover and destroy the source of 9 rogue beastly forces, enables the nation becomes a superpower. Mr. President, this is an application from Naija Kingdom, Eurocaptech of Inaugural. Dear Mr. President, appointment of the second inaugural Prime Minister into the Cabinet Ministerial position. I am applying for appointment as Prime Minister of Nigeria, head of Eurocaptech of Inaugural, Institute of Discipline and Governance, NGEIDG, into the Cabinet Ministerial position within the regular appointment as Federal Minister. My eagerness as the second inaugural Prime Minister led the research and search for new creative endeavors based on Project Naija to make Naija a superpower, identifying improving approaches and enhanced solutions to intelligence, security, creativity, active workforce, and business challenges are activities that drive and inspire me as Prime Minister. Motivation, passion, and explorer mentality are part of my framework for driving success. A fellow Guinean believes in fresh perspective and trying new technologies help business evolve and grow. As with the appointment into the cabinet ministerial position, my goal would be not only to achieve good national integration, incredible homeland security platform to increase sustainability and growth as well as cutting-edge industrial advancement, but also, according to Project Naija, locate and defeat the Nile rogue beastly forces. As an ambitious professional with great disciplinary mindset and creative experience, I believe as Prime Minister in the cabinet ministerial position will make an excellent addition to the growth of the kingdom. That is Nigeria. Mr. President, I can't promise you everything, but what I can promise you and follow ignorance that under my leadership as head of the Captain of a kingdom proposes to clean up the entire kingdom and end hawking and noise of the kingdom. And God willing, we will plan to make Inaugural the next FIFA World Cup champion when they fight against violation of fellow Nigerians, that is Nigerians' human rights at home and in diaspora. Mr. President, before the end of your administration, we will captain the Inaugural institution. Next, we have fostered the importance of patriotism, nationalism, unity, faith, peace, and progress in our system as the next superpower. The Office of Prime Minister plans to work with a number of agencies and ministries like Youth and Sports, Football Federation, Human Rights Commission, Orientation Agency, Identity Management Commission, Poverty Eradication Program, Consumer Protection Council, Immigration Services, Nigerian Police, and others to bring about a greener homeland, strong border control, win the next FIFA World Cup champion, strengthen the value of 5 naira, and destroy 9 real major PC forces. Contributions to my former playwright, actor, movie producer, convener, MNCP, diplomatic and quintessential post-modern skill at large revolve around my essential disciplinary and trust-besting skill and talent over the years. I have developed strong critical thinking ability and fostered a reputation as a key contributor through communication and leadership skills. As a team player, Mr. President, I'm collaborative with peers searching ways to integrate value insight. Through these qualities, I have confidence in my ability to foster and facilitate positive change, collective efforts to make our kingdom a superpower. I may not be experienced politically, but I will do a very fantastic job as a nationalist, diplomat, trust-buster, disciplinarian, filmmaker, playwright, diligent, and reliable patriot. A fellow Emmanuel, aka Nigerian citizen, in my 30s, whose name Emmanuel Chike Gabriel contains the necessary moving, phoneme, or rather characters to spell the name Nigeria. When appointed into the cabinet ministerial position, I look forward to make my confirmation by your government to begin my duties. Mr. President, together with the Democratic of Guinea, National Assembly, and fellow Guineans, we can make Nigeria a superpower. For greater illustration of my background and qualification, please review my profile or CV. I'm eager to speak with you about this opportunity and thoroughly appreciate your consideration to me as Prime Minister, as a second inaugural Prime Minister based on Project Naija, to be appointed into the cabinet ministerial position. Yours faithfully, SIPM.